Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to set up your pitchforks like a pro so you can set up some alerts and make some profitable trades. My name is Michael Whitman and I've been trading for a little over 5 years now. I recently started this YouTube channel to help people go full-time as an investor or at least supplement their income. If this sounds interesting to you, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and click that little bell notification. Thanks. For today's tutorial, we're going to be using a Bitcoin chart, but you guys can use the same style on top of stocks like Apple, Google, and Forex currencies like Euro versus the dollar, Euro versus the yuan, etc. Okay? Now, first of all, I want you guys to go over here to the Pitchfork tool, and I want you guys to open it up. If you guys want to, I would actually recommend having a little gold star on it. It adds it over here to your little cheat sheet list that just makes the process a little bit faster when doing technical analysis. You guys are going to click on it once, and I want you guys to put the magnet on. You guys are first going to be looking for the start of an uptrend or the start of a downtrend. On this screen right now, you guys can see right here, we have a start of an uptrend, we have a start of a downtrend, a start of an uptrend. You guys have a lot of opportunities to actually place these pitchforks on your charts. That's what makes this tutorial a little bit confusing at times, while most YouTube tutorials really don't explain things very clearly, okay? Now, we're going to go from point A to B right now. Let's start off right here, the start of an uptrend. After this, you guys are going to be looking for a reaction high and a reaction low. And a reaction high and low is basically this: a high point and a low point within the uptrend. You guys could also see we have another high point here and a low point here. Those are all points you guys can be using for this tutorial, okay? It's going to be up to you guys to do a lot of trial and error. This is not an indicator that's a very easy fix. You're going to be adding multiple ones on your chart to see which ones actually work the best for your particular chart. If it works better on Google, it works better on Google. If it works better on Apple, it works better on Apple. Just depending on what levels you guys are using, okay? Now, I got my pitchfork. We're going to do a 1. We're going to go to the 2 point here, which is the reaction high. And then here's the reaction low. All right. Now, this doesn't look like a lot right now. It's already missing a couple of components. So I want you guys to click on this. And I want you guys to go over here to the settings tab. After that, you guys are going to go towards the bottom. And I want you guys to click on this one right here with this kind of light pink color, salmon color perhaps. And I want you to click that on. Click OK, and you guys will see right now it added on this extra section right here. Now, this is your basic pitchfork right here. The reason why I told you guys to add the star on here is because you guys may have noticed there's like 4 different pitchforks over here. You have the pitchfork, the Schiff pitchfork, the modified Schiff pitchfork, and the inside pitchfork. Well, if we go over here into settings and we see, wow, this isn't really going to be too helpful for me over here right now just because, time has already passed a little bit for Bitcoin. What I could actually do is go back over here, click on settings, and if you go towards the bottom, you'll see that you're going to see style. I want you guys to go from style, I want you guys to go to Schiff, and you'll see how it actually changed up a little bit here, okay? And now you can see how the lines are so useful, but now we have a little bit more data to go off of. Instead of having to go over here and re-enter it in, find a new modified Schiff or an inside pitchfork, you guys don't have to do that. You guys can just go over here, click on settings, and change it from the settings tab. So let me go over here very fast. And instead of Schiff, let's go over here to modified Schiff. And it's still not what I'm looking for. Let's try inside. And then bam, look at that. This was very, very useful for a period of months once Bitcoin started to break down. And it ultimately found our strong support level down here during mid-January, where we ended up bouncing up and we're getting eventually rejected off of that median high here back when we had that death cross in the Bitcoin charts, okay? Now, this one was a local bottom, high, low, and this is what we got out of it. This is for an uptrend primarily. Guess what? Bitcoin went into a very bad downtrend here because of the economy and a whole bunch of other bad news. So we can actually add on another pitchfork here. So here's what I want you guys to do now. This time we're going to be doing the opposite. Instead of going from a low to high, we're going to be going from a high to low. So we have our high point, then we have our reaction low, and then we have our reaction high here. And you guys can see as well, this is the inside pitchfork here because this is the last one we used. You guys can see how we found a bottom here and then we eventually broke down below it, and that was maybe a shorting opportunity for you guys. But you saw how we found some resistance, of course, found some support, and found ultimately a large level of support here. You guys are not going to be using this primarily by itself. You guys are going to be using this basically with other technical indicators. You guys are never going to use this alone. Now, something that I find is pretty fun, if we go back here and we change it to the regular style, which is just original, you guys will see it kind of works, but it's not working as well as I might like. You see some resistance here, some lows, some resistance, and it does break out a little bit now and again, and we got pretty close to resistance and got knocked back down. If you guys want to, I highly recommend it. You guys can always turn off log, and look what happens when you turn off log here. Look at that. We've been in the same channel the entire time. We only broke out in July, And since then, we've been going more sideways here, right? So that's going to be important for you guys to realize that, hey, you don't always have to be on log. No matter which side you guys are looking at, lows to highs, highs to lows, no matter if you guys are going from this perspective right here, or perhaps you guys just want to do something like this, where you have a high, a low, and another high right here, that really doesn't matter too much. You can still see that, hey, we found support here just a few weeks ago, and it still matters. It's still relevant. But if you were to turn on log, go to auto here, you'll see that, hey, it still ended up helping us out a little bit, but now we have no, we didn't know where support might be here. But if you go to log on, now you can see why there's a support level here. So it's going to be imperative to you guys to use this in a lot of different trials, testing and errors. And after that, you guys want to turn on log and log off. A couple things I would say as well, if you guys want to go over here to the settings, you can turn off the background colors. Most people don't want to see them. Most people just want to see the lines. It's okay if you want them on there. It's not going to hurt you at all. Also, if you guys want to, you guys can turn on other levels here, right? You can see them popping up. I don't. I would recommend doing the 0.5, the 1, and the 2, but you can have all of them on there. It's not going to hurt. It's just going to make your screen a little bit more cluttered here, okay? And by putting the star level on here, you guys are going to go down each and every time and see which ones work for you, because sometimes they're not all going to work. If you go over here to the inside one with log off, we stretch it out. You can see it broke out. There was no support. We just fell back down, and then we found support right here. But you can see how choppy this level was. If a line is acting very choppy and it's not really, the price action isn't following these resistance levels and these support levels, this line is not going to be as reliable during that price range, okay? Once you leave it for a while, maybe it comes back and maybe it's relevant again. But then, you know what we're going to be going back to do? We're going to turn on log, and you can see this one was kind of choppy, not too reliable. We come back, it wasn't reliable. This one over here ended up being the reliable one. So according to this, Pitchfork, if Bitcoin were to break down again, we might have some support somewhere around the $14,000 area. All right. So I hope this helped you out, everybody. Please make sure to turn log off and log on and use all 4 different sections or 4 different types of the Pitchfork. It's better than just coming over here each and every time and just choosing a separate one. Just have this one set up easy and then go over there to the settings and change up the style. Very, very easy. Thanks, everybody.